Northside Radio, The Long Way Home. I'm Jane Arakawa, and with me in the studio is Tim England, Dementia Care Specialist, Educator, Consultant and Advanced Care Planner. And we've been talking about the Public Dementia Education. It's a free session presented by St Ives Rotary, and you've got a choice of 3 session times next Thursday, the 18th of January, starting at 12:30pm or 3pm or 6:30pm. But bookings are essential to reserve your place, and probably the easiest website to remember is dementiachampion.com, dementiachampion.com, and you'll find the links to the try booking. But of course, if you are not online or have any difficulty getting online to that, you can also call Tim directly. He's given me permission to give out his mobile number, and you can also call the station and we'll follow up with making sure you get the information. His number is 0406 764 340, and I'll repeat all that again at the end of the chat, because I saw on the dementiachampion.com website, Tim, that you have one of your features on the website is called a virtual dementia experience, and I saw some photos of people being led with some goggles on their face, and I wondered, is this the aim of this, is to give people an experience? Is it of what dementia feels like?
Spot on.
Oh, how does it work?
Okay, quite simply is this. When a person has got dementia, what's happening with the brain's playing up, okay? The easiest way to describe it is breaking down. The brain controls everything, what we do. It controls our personality, our memories, our thoughts. It controls our heartbeat. It controls our breathing.
Really?
Think about it.
Well, of course it does.
Yes, hello.
Well, I don't think about it.
Because we don't. It controls our walking. It controls when we touch and feel things. All those sensory things the brain interprets. So with the brain breaking down due to dementia, those abilities to read the outside world are being compromised. Vision, feel, sound, taste, all of that. So a virtual dementia experience, what we do is we will simulate for you what it will feel like to start losing some of that connection with your environment and your universe. So we'll put special glasses on you that will distort your vision. You'll be wearing headphones that will not just distort your hearing, but make it a little bit interesting to comprehend what's going on. We will do things to your hands and your feet, so you will get that lack of sensation, maybe a bit of arthritis, and we'll also give you a whole lot of instructions to do.
Oh, wow.
Like a normal domestic instructions. And they may be like to make a cup of tea or to fold a little laundry, but we customise it to your environment. And this is a portable thing. Like I've just spoken to you off air. I can actually come here to the studio and run you through it. It takes
really?
10, 15 minutes. And the whole idea is, especially for people professionals I work with who go, they're trying to understand what the world is like for a person with the condition. This gives them a chance to experience it. Because when we're talking to them, they say, okay, let's try to make your coffee shop a dementia friendly. They go, well, it is. Let's see what it looks like from someone with the condition. So for them to understand that, let them experience that universe, and then they can go, oh, I had no idea that this would affect them that way. I'll give you an example, and this is going to sound strange, but this actually happens. When we see you've got some spotlights coming down from the ceiling here, and they shine down the carpet, they make up nice round areas of light. To you and me, that looks like light. To someone with dementia, that may seem like a hole in the ground, or it may seem like a wet patch.
Oh, right.
So you can imagine that walking through a shopping centre.
Yes.
They may be walking along, and to their brain, they're saying, that's a hole in the ground, I've got to walk around it. But it's actually just a pool of light.
Right.
Or if there's a change in carpet to wooden floor area, it's still a level, but because it's different colour, different texture, to someone with dementia, the way the brain interprets that information, that's something foreign or different or scary. And it can make a very confusing world. Like sounds that we hear day to day, someone with a level of dementia, the way they perceive that information is different. So what they hear is different. A lot of people think dementia is just memory loss. That's just one of many, many, many symptoms. Mm-hmm. It's the most common, but it's definitely not the only one. Hallucinations, both visual and audio, just so many things it can be affected because the brain is controlling everything. So the dementia experience we put you through is for you to understand that in your environment, like your lunchroom, for example.
Yeah, right.
Okay, just navigating around your lunchroom, go, if someone had dementia and they're doing this, these are things as a carer or professionals to think, okay, how will I help this person navigate through this environment? Now I understand what they're experiencing. So that's what it's all about.
And the feedback that you would have from this would be very positive, I suppose, in the fact that a carer or an educator or even healthcare professionals that...
Bingo.
And how did this virtual dementia experience, how was it developed?
It's nothing new. It's been done for many years overseas.
Oh, right.
I've just got permission to just use it. It's not rocket science. It's just applying it in a simplistic mobile form. That's all.
To really give people an understanding, and especially, I would think, for carers in particular.
Carers, yes. More importantly, the medical side.
Oh, really?
The medical side, yes.
Just getting the education to general practitioners.
Yes, right across the whole clinician area. Just there's an unfortunate gap of information. Right. In that area. I'm not saying that. This has been proven. It's been researched. University lecturers are spruiking this, that. Okay, put it this way. Up to 5 years ago, dementia was not a mandatory subject in medical education.
Up to 5 years ago?
Yeah. Before that, it was purely if you wanted to or not.
Right. And now they are including it.
Yes, but we're chasing our tails a bit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of positive things happening. There's more awareness happening. I'm allowing other professionals to look at that medical side of education.
Yes.
I'm focusing on the general public.
And also bringing it into community awareness and how we can be more aware within our local community as well for dementia care and
because there's a true but tragic case that happened, I'll make it very brief, in January the 28th last year. It was reported in the media here at Bondi Junction at a shopping centre there. You know the one, you're nodding, where a gentleman with dementia got confused, lost in the shopping centre, shopping area itself. No one knew what to do. They knew there was something not quite right, but no one acted. They found his body 3 weeks later in a stairwell.
Yeah, I remember that,
Yeah. And one of the reports, and this is all in the media, one of the many shopkeepers, when they were being interviewed by police, mentioned that I saw the gentleman, he looked confused, he was walking up and down, he looked frail, he looked frightened, he came to my store, he told me he was lost, he couldn't find where he was trying to find, I didn't know what to do, and he left.
Yeah.
And they found him 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
We're not blaming anybody, but all we ask is if there was a greater level of awareness, could there have been a different outcome?
Yeah,
maybe.
And even within our own community, within our own street.
And that's our focus.
How our neighbours are and whether they're going to need some support as well. Yeah. And Tim England is the guest. We're going to just briefly mention a new book as well that has come out, and there's so much to touch on here, Tim, that I kind of want to make sure we mention this book as well as just repeat the information about your fabulous sessions that are coming up next Thursday. So Maggie Beer's Recipes for Life. This is a book you're lending to me, which I really appreciate.
Yes, and I'll want it back in 2 weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks. Okay, I'll write that down. No, I'll memorise it. Okay, so tell me if you can briefly. Yeah. This is something that you went to the launch of this book in October.
Yeah.
And this is set up by the Maggie Beer Foundation. Correct. And she is working together with
a very extremely well-known and excellent professor known as Professor Ralph Martins. Those outside of the medical side would not know of him. That's okay. But he's one of the leading researchers in this subject. And he has finished a longitudinal clinical study on lifestyle and diet and the prevention of dementia. It was over 11 years in Australia, and his findings have now linked. There is a definite link between diet and other lifestyle choices and the prevention of dementia.
Right.
And he's joined forces with Maggie Beers, and she has taken his information, and with collaboration, they've written this recipe book of 200 recipes that will help reduce the chances of developing dementia.
One of those major diseases is Alzheimer's, isn't it?
Alzheimer's equates for maybe 60-65% of all cases. However, there's over, depending who you talk to, there's at least over 100 different diseases that will cause a dementia condition. So
the book is Maggie's Recipes for Life. So I'll be studying that and cooking up a storm for the next 2 weeks.
Excellent.
Tim England, it's been absolutely fabulous. Thank you so very much for your time, because it is an absolute education. And Tim is presenting the free public dementia education courtesy of the support of St Ives Rotary. But you're also getting support from the location as well where it's being held, the Peter Canisius House at Pymble.
Yeah, Mike and his team are just fantastic. They are so supporting what we're doing. They are so flexible. They know that quite a few of the people who come to these sessions may be a bit frail or may have mobility issues, the staff are just brilliant, and I cannot help thank him and his colleagues enough for just lending assistance in what we're doing.
Thank you very much for your support of this as well, because I know that the Rotary Club of St Ives is really wanting to support you and making sure this information gets out. So there's 3 sessions. The first one, 12:30 p.m, Thursday the 18th of January. Then there's one at 3 p.m. and one at 6:30 p.m. And you can go to trybooking.com, TKLI, but also if you go to Tim's website, that's dementiachampion.com. You can find all the links there and some fantastic information. Thank you very much for coming in.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're in tune with your community on FM 99.3.